Hello viewers, greetings from E-Resource Development Center, Sanatan Dharm College, Ambala, Kent. I, Amandeep Kaur Mehta, educator from Department of Computer Science and Applications, Sanatan Dharm College, Ambala, Kent, welcome you all to the Journey E-Content Development Tools Phase 1 of online course. Let's get ready for the future and embrace digital tools to be fit to teach in the blended learning model of modern higher education system of 21st century. To begin with, let me tell you teachers, the higher education system is transiting from traditional face-to-face teaching in physical room to virtual classrooms and online courses. Pedagogies are changing from teacher-centric to student-centric. We need to develop techno-pedagogical skills and make our student lifelong learner. New concepts of flipped classrooms, MOOCs, hybrid learning model of education is emerging. Our role is changing from teachers to facilitators. Moreover, in this time of pandemic, as colleges are not going to open till December, we need to fastly acquaint ourselves with the tools to develop e-content and online courses. Now, as we have to develop the online course now, so let's understand what are the phases of online course. The very first and most important phase of online course is content, design and development. Designing is the analysis and planning part, wherein we decide and identify the targeted audience, the level of the targeted audience, the reference material that we have to use to create our content, the type of the content which we have to create, e-text, PowerPoint presentation, tutorials or video. Then we have to design the mechanism, how we will be disseminating the e-content to our viewers or our students. And then after the planning part, we will actually start designing our content. So first of all, we have to get ready our script for our content. Whatever type of the content we are going to develop, the very first thing is you have to develop the script. If your script is ready, you can develop your content. Then we have to select the tool which we have to use to develop our e-content. Whether we are going to create a video, we are going to record a lecture using some camera or web camera or screen recording software, or we are writing some article or some lecture or structured information using e-text tools. So that we have to use and develop. After the content is developed, the second phase of online course is content delivery. So whatever mechanism we have decided in the planning part, we will use that mechanism, which may be a learning management system like Moodle, Google Classroom, Canva. It can be any LMS, or it can be a WhatsApp group also. We can disseminate our information or content through WhatsApp to our students. It can be a YouTube channel. We can design our content and post on or publish on the YouTube channel, or it can be a website also. We can design our own website wherein we can put the audios and videos or e-text that we have created for our students, and our students can read the information or can view or watch the videos that we have created on that website. The next phase is the query handling. Once you have disseminated your content to your students, the students will come up with the doubts. So how will you handle the doubt sessions? To conduct the doubt session, you can create the blogs or the discussion forums. And the last phase of online course is the assessment and evaluation. So for that, the different mechanism can be used. You can use the Google form, you can use hot potatoes, you can use Google Classroom, wherein you can post the test and the assignments, and you can grade them accordingly. So these are the four basic phases of online course. But as of now, I will be focusing on the content development part. Now let's elaborate what e-content is. It is a digital content which can be disseminated electronically or via internet. Now various types of e-contents could be tutorials. Tutorials can be recorded tutorials or interactive tutorials, which are organized collection of web pages. The web pages can have mix of text, audio, video, and text, etc. Then we have PowerPoint presentation. This is another type of e-content. Next in the list is e-text, the notes that you have created for your students in the form of PDF or in the form of e-notes. Then we have fascinating animated images called GIFs. That is another type of e-content. Still images and our audios, our recorded audios. You can record your lecture and send through WhatsApp or any mechanism. And at the end we have recorded lectures or videos or screen recording, the demonstrations, the recorded demonstrations for our students. So these were some of the types of e-content. Now let's see how to design the e-content. There are two ways. First is we can design from the scratch using some references. Secondly, we can use the open education resources published by some other experts which are freely available on internet without the issue of copyright or cost. So we need not to pay anything for these resources, and without asking the owner, we can make use of these resources and revise these resources and add these resources in our content and then redistribute to our students. Now let's see what are the various course development tools available with us. The very first way of creating your content is using the screen recording facility. There are many screen recording softwares available in the market which records all the activities which you are performing on your screen. In the next slide, I will be explaining screen recording in detail. After the screen is recorded, then comes video editing. Video editing is the process of rearranging the recorded videos, mixing audios, deleting audios, joining more than one videos, cutting some portion of videos, etc. Or in a way we can say rearranging the video shots that we have taken. Another tool is the creative presentation tool, with the help of which we can create animated videos, or we can record our audio. The Powtoon, Plotagon and Render Forest are the tools which helps us to create animated videos and convey our message to the students. Audacity is the software which lets us create or record our audio and edit our audio, and it also lets you add different effects and remove noises from your audio. Then we can design MCQs for the assessments using the Google Forms, Hot Potatoes, H5P, Quizzes, Kahoot and Mentimeter. These are few of the digital tools which helps us to create the MCQs. Now let's see what is screen recording, which is also known as screencasting and screen capturing. Screen recording is the act of recording a video which captures anything on the screen at a given time. That means if I'm working in an application and I want to demonstrate the working of that application to my students, so the screen recording software will capture that demonstration. If I'm presenting a presentation to my students, I can record that presentation using screen recording software. For example, some webinar is going on and I want to record that webinar and want to see it afterwards. That can also be done with the help of screen recording software. That means any activity that I'm performing on my screen, that can be recorded with the help of the screen recording softwares. Now, what screen recording software can record? It can record any text, images, audios, and even the mouse movements. We can also record using the webcam. and screen recording software. For example, I want to give some speech to my students, I want to address my students, or I want to address public. So I want to record my speech. That can be done with the help of screen recording software. So now let's get introduced to some of the screen recording softwares. First is Screencastify. It's a great free screen recording program for beginners. It is very simple to use and is added as extension to Google Chrome. The price of Pro feature is little costly, but it is available free of cost also with limited features, and it only allow 5-minute video recordings in the free version, and it adds watermark also. But for the beginner, this is the best tool. The next is the Screencast-O-Matic. It's a web application, again free, which allows users to record screencast very easily. We just have to click on Start Recording button to begin this recording process. This can be used on multiple operating systems like Windows, Mac and Linux. It has an editing facility also, but all editing features are available in the paid version. In free version, it allows to create video of 15-minute duration only and adds watermarks too. The next in the list is the FreeCam. It's a very simple free screen recorder with a built-in audio video editor. No watermark, no time limits or ads. It records voiceovers and computer sounds also. It provides high quality resolution, removes any background noise, and it allows wide selection of audio effects. But the disadvantage is it saves recordings to only one format, which is WMV. So where the WMV is not supported, there you will not be able to use that video. And the second disadvantage of this software is no webcam recording is allowed in this software. So next in the list is Active Presenter. I personally like this software very much. It is also free record webcam, audio and system sound simultaneously. It helps you to add text, closed captions, shapes, pictures, logo to video for free. It lets you cut, strip, crop videos, split and merge video screen. It exports videos in multiple formats like AVI, MP4, MKV, WebM, HTML5. And it's a very good tool for creating responsive e-learning courses professionally. But it needs more time to export videos after finishing your recording. So that is why I personally feel uncomfortable when we have to export the video. Another in the list is the Cam Studio. It's a free and open source program with no recording time limit and very easy to use, but works with Windows operating system only and saves videos in only SWF and AVI formats. And output file size is also large and contains unwanted program when installed. So that is why I don't prefer to use it. Next in the list is Camtasia, a very good professional tool. It makes very easy to record everything on your screen or just certain regions of your screen. It has advanced built-in editing tools to integrate videos. It adds music, sound and markup to screen videos very easily. But the only drawback of this software is it is little costly and only the paid version is available. So if you have to develop a professional videos, you can go for Camtasia if your institution buy this for your use. The next in the list is OBS, which I have selected for this training also. It's a free and open source software. Why I prefer it? Because it is open source software. Open source meaning that anyone can download and use that software as well as make direct edits to the code. It allows to record or stream whatever is displayed on the computer screen, as well as other sources. Other sources can be any text, any image slideshow, videos, audios, and it also supports many video formats. That's why we have chosen OBS for teaching training. This was a brief introduction of e-content development and its tool and OBS. And in the coming videos, we will learn to install and work on OBS. So thank you for now. Keep watching.